up, everybody? Live from the third largest city in the United States of America, Chicago, Illinois. This is The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. This is The Drive. You're watching us on Backchannel.tv. Thank you so much for checking us out. If you just watched the end of Your Pal Hal, you saw something real interesting. Hal ate a piece of chocolate with some mustard on it. You don't get that everywhere. That's quality entertainment. As you can see, the sun is getting brighter. Well, I'm talking about my man Hal. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Programming note, we won't be around tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday. Same time, just no show tomorrow. So you won't get to see my man Gliss, who's in Portland, Oregon. What's up, man?
Now, what is happening?
Oh, wow, you look like you're about to go on stage.
Hold on.
All right.
Turn on some lights.
That's weird. You look like you're about to grab a guitar and start playing. I mean, there's nothing that hasn't happened yet on this show that would surprise me in any way. There you go. Hey.
Yeah, that's a little.
How are you? Yeah, a little bit.
Good. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Good to see your face. As I told you, I'll share with everyone. I've been up since 2:00 this morning.
What's up with that?
Pretty bananas. I don't know. So I'm pretty loopy. So this could be one of those today. Your blooper reel could explode.
That's a really bad feeling.
Oh yeah.
Like
Sucks.
when you can't, you just can't get to sleep. That's no good.
Nope. I got some stuff on my mind, nothing heavy, but some stuff, And then I'm thinking about this and thinking about some other things, trying to figure out the next few months of my life here and what we're doing and, just stuff, things, just beard. I thought about it. I thought about every damn thing since 2:00 this morning.
Yeah, I need to shave.
I gotta get business. It's gotta go.
I'll be a little more cleaned up on Friday.
It's gotta go. I don't know what to do. It's gotta go. That's it. It's gotta go. Did you see Hal eat the chocolate with the mustard on it?
I did, yes.
I don't have to check on him.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be trying that.
I don't have his phone number, but if anybody from Backchannel can just make sure that our friend is.
I actually do.
Dude, could you call? Hey, you know what? Is there a way to call him? Get Hal on here, man. Can we get Hal on for 2 minutes? I just need to know how he fared with this chocolate.
Yeah, we can try to do that.
Let's see if we can't get him on, because he didn't look like it was working out very well for him.
With the mustard.
With the mustard. He's like, how do I do it? And he just did it. And Travis is singing no. And grass puddle, you missed a classic. Hal ate some chocolate with mustard on it. So we're going to try to get Hal on. And since grass puddle is here, let's try and get him on. Just for a few.
I can see on the chat from before his mom said ugh. Around the time he was eating that.
Miss Reddick said, ugh. Oh, that's good. Gotta check on our man. Hey, look. Hal is bringing Backchannel to the light, so we gotta make sure he's okay.
I love Hal. Yeah.
Come on.
I'll see what I can do.
See if you can't get him to pop up.
I'll give him a call, see if he's not busy.
Yeah. If he's not trying to get his stomach pumped from eating chocolate with mustard on it. While you're doing that, let's go into our back room here into the hey, Skirt's here. Along with Prime Caterpillar, Milo, Sleek Coyote, Blake, Vocal Pelican, Malik in California, and London, and Sore Ant is here as well. I see my man Skirt. Thanks you guys for being passengers today on The Drive. While we're trying to get Hal, because I've got so many questions. Thanks if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. And if you're watching us by way of Backchannel.tv, please feel free to leave a review of the show so we can know how we're doing. And we'll read those on Friday. I just made a decision. As of today on Backchannel.tv, our schedule has changed a bit. You can still see Haley and Allison and their wonderful show, Haley and Allison's Good Morning, at 6 a.m. Eastern. Then you can watch Live Every Day at 8 a.m. Eastern, except for Tuesdays and Thursdays, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's Kate and Will from 9 a.m. Eastern until 10. And then, as always, every day, Jam and Renee with Get On Up with Jam and Renee. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then at noon, the Anthony Davis Show, except for on Wednesday, it's Word of the Day quiz. And your pal Hal is every day at 2 Eastern. And us, me and Bliss, on the drive at 4 p.m. Eastern, except for Thursday. We're not here at all on Thursday. I think I just lost you. Hold on. My camera went out. There it is. Oh, went out again. Why did my camera go out? That's weird. There we go. Whew. Something's going on here in my home studio. This is the second time this happened. Anyway, yeah, we made changes. You're going to love them, and we hope that you enjoyed today so far. We still got one show to go and more things to do. Have we heard from our pal Hal yet? Or is he still trying to recover?
No, not yet. No. Okay. I'm working on it.
Whenever it happens, let me know. My camera went out, Bliss, but the sound was working. So I guess that's the important thing. Today on the show, there's a few things to talk about of note, and we will get into them. Among them, the U.S. completed a hypersonic missile test. And it may not be important to you now, but it could loom very large in years to come. We're going to talk about the National Weather Service running out of helium. I know. That's a thing. And we got a bunch of other stuff to talk about today, too. Our Did You Know that we normally do at the end of the show is so good. Don't miss it. There's a lot of questions for you men out there in relation to your wives and girlfriends. Not a lot, a couple of questions. But we'll get into that. Why don't we take a look at the headlines at the top of the hour? Pardon me. Federal Reserve is in the news. Federal Reserve officials are signaling that they will take an aggressive approach to fighting high inflation in the coming months, actions that will make borrowing sharply more expensive for consumers and businesses and heighten risks to the economy. In minutes from their policy meeting 3 weeks ago, released today, Fed officials said that half-point interest rate hikes rather than traditional quarter-point increase could be appropriate multiple times this year. At last month's meeting, many of the Fed policymakers favored a half-point increase, the minute said, but held off then because of the uncertainties created by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Instead, the Fed raised its key short-term rate by a quarter point and signaled that it planned to continue raising rates well into next year. And finally, a man who moved into his daughter's college dorm and charmed her schoolmates with he moved into his daughter's college dorm and charmed her schoolmates with stories about his wisdom, was convicted Wednesday of charges that he exploited the close-knit group using threats and violence to enrich himself with millions of dollars. Lawrence Ray, 62, was convicted following a Manhattan trial where jurors heard weeks of testimony from witnesses who described a psychologically manipulative relationship with young people he first met at Sarah Lawrence College, a small liberal arts school in New York, starting in the fall of 2010. Ray moved into his daughter's dorm after getting out of prison after serving time for a securities fraud conviction. Sentencing was set for September 16th on charges including racketeering, conspiracy, forced labor, sex trafficking, and obstruction of justice. Ray, who stood with his arms at his side and faced the jury as the guilty verdicts were returned on 15 counts, could face up to life in prison. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. And of course, I had to do proofreading again because the AP wrote some crazy words that didn't belong. Hello to Lawful Condor. And hello to Olexis. Thank you for joining us today on The Drive. Let's take a break. We come back with news from around the world and hopefully Hal. If not, we'll catch him. I'm sure he's dealing with the mustard chocolate thing. And it was dark chocolate, so it's probably really bitter. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll be back in a bit. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. Please don't go anyplace. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario. Some breaking news. Um, at least 5 people fired guns during that shooting in Sacramento. Police are saying that it was likely gang related. Um, that was very interesting. Can I go back to that story about the man that was uh, living in his daughter's dorm? He's 62 years old. His daughter's in college. How old are we assuming is his daughter? Like 20 something? Dude, what is going on? What kind of family is that? And why is she letting her dad move into? You're letting a 62-year-old man move into your dorm. What were the officials of that college doing? Do they not have some kind of rules that you can't do that? He's 62 years old, y'all. And he moved into his daughter's dorm and was sex trafficking. He was a pimp. He was pimping. Sir. Come on, man. Nobody at the school found it odd that this old man was living in a dorm with young women? Wouldn't be surprised if charges against his daughter came up too. That's weird. I don't like that. That's just me, I suppose, but that was weird. Gliss, I know you don't have daughters, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't move into your son's dorm when you're 62 years old.
Whoops. Yeah, that's super, super creepy.
That's creepy as hell. He's 62. Like, I can't imagine. I don't have any daughters. I got goddaughters, though, that are around, college age. I'm not going to, hey, guys, I'm going to bring my old ass to your college, and I'm going to live with you. What kind of relationship did he have with his daughter?
I know, that's
yucky.
That's really bizarre, and guy, total creep.
Creep ass. Ugh. That's stunning. When I saw it, I read it before we came on, and I was like, whoa. That's ugly. It's so ugly. There is some news though that is out here that is not as creepy as that, and thankfully that dude got caught. But President Biden made some news today, as he is wont to do, by nominating Admiral Linda Fagan to be the next commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard. The Coast Guard announced today in a press release. While running for president, if confirmed, Fagan will become the first woman to lead a U.S. military branch. While running for president, both Biden and then candidate Kamala Harris signed a pledge to ensure at least 50% of their Senate-confirmed national security positions would be women. Fagan is currently the Coast Guard's second in command as vice commandant, a position she has served since June 2021. Her promotion to vice commandant last year made her the first female four-star admiral in Coast Guard history. Fagan will replace Admiral Carl Schultz, who is set to retire next month. That's pretty profound, if that happens. Interesting. I think that will be a good story, and not bad for President Biden. Good on him, I guess. I mean, I'm not a military guy per se. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. And another story related to the military, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, and the U.S. Air Force recently successfully tested a hypersonic cruise missile produced by Lockheed Martin, the country's second successful in-flight test of such a weapon. Disclosure of the test comes amid Russia's invasion of Ukraine, during which Russian forces have used hypersonic missiles against Ukrainian targets. Certain missiles have been able to fly at hypersonic speeds for several decades now, but newer specific types of hypersonic missiles are being developed to be highly maneuverable in flight, making them difficult to detect on radars and destroyed with missile defense systems. DARPA did not say exactly when it and the Air Force conducted the test of Lockheed Martin's version of DARPA and the Air Force's Hypersonic Air Breathing Weapon Concept, or HWAC. CNN, citing a defense official familiar with the matter, reported Tuesday that it occurred in mid-March. ARPA and the Air Force did not immediately respond to questions regarding the exact date of the recent test. This quote, this Lockheed Martin HAWC flight test successfully demonstrated a second design that would allow our warfighters to competitively select the right capabilities to dominate the battlefield, Andrew Needler said in a statement. So it occurs to me, it dawns on me, it's not lost upon me. North Korea's testing, Israel's testing, Russia's testing, U.S. is testing, Saudi Arabia is testing. Everybody's testing their weapons. Why is that? Why is everybody testing their weapons? I mean, Russia's not even testing their weapons, they're using them. Lots to think about there. You may want to pay more attention to that. And the U.S. couldn't announce the first test because they were afraid Russia would retaliate, but now they've announced 2 tests. Here's something else to ponder. The BA2 variant is running wild in Europe, and it's not running wild here in the United States. Why is that? How did we miss that? Well, there are some theories. Would you like to hear some of them? Great, because I would like to deliver them to you. So, for starters, to many people's surprise, the COVID-19 cases in the U.S. have not begun to rise. Over the past 2 weeks, they have been roughly steady, falling about 1%, even as the highly contagious BA2 subvariant of Omicron has become the dominant form of COVID in the U.S. Across much of Europe, by contrast, cases surged last month after BA2 began spreading there, and many experts expected a similar pattern here. That hasn't happened. It has not taken off, Michael Osterholm, a University of Minnesota epidemiologist, said. Here's some possible reasons why. More immunity. Even though the U.S. has a lower vaccination rate than Western Europe, this country may still have built up more immunity thanks to our politically polarized response to the virus. In liberal parts of the U.S., vaccination rates can be even higher than in Europe. In conservative communities, many Americans have been so dismissive of COVID that they have long been living almost normally. As a result, the virus has already swept through these communities, conferring at least some immunity on many people. This laissez-faire approach has had horrible downsides. COVID death rates have been much higher in counties and counties that voted for Donald Trump than those that voted for Joe Biden. But for people who survived a prior COVID infection, it does confer some immune protection, especially if it was recent. Most of Europe has been pretty COVID adverse, William Hanage, a Harvard epidemiologist, said on a recent episode of the In the Bubble podcast, whereas parts of the United States have been quite COVID curious. Hanage said that he still expects U.S. caseloads to rise soon, but he added, I don't think it's going to be as dramatic as Europe. If that's correct, a preview is already visible in the Northeast, where cases have been rising lately, but not as steeply as in Europe. Fewer tests. Another reason why maybe this is happening is maybe we just need to wait. Even if high levels of immunity have kept cases from rising so far, the effect may not be permanent. Remember, about 45% of Americans were infected with Omicron, which leaves about 55% who were not. While many of those 55% may have had an earlier version of COVID, immunity can wane over time. And here's another mystery. Throughout the pandemic, Osterholm, the Minnesota epidemiologist, has lamented that many scientists, journalists, and lay people exaggerate how much we actually know about COVID. His favorite example, the Alpha variant swept through Michigan and Minnesota last year, and then largely died out without causing case increases in other parts of the U.S. Another example, BA2, has recently become the dominant variant in India, South Africa, and some other countries without causing a spike in cases. Of all the variants, only the original Omicron was so contagious that it spread around the world in predictable ways. Other versions of the virus have surged and receded in mysterious ways, much as a forest fire can die out without burning down an entire forest. Cases still seem likely to rise, however, perhaps significantly in the US soon, but a new wave looks less certain than it did a few weeks ago. Regardless, the steps that can save lives in coming months remain the same. More vaccine shots, including boosters, and a greater awareness of available treatments that offer extra protection for the vulnerable. In other words, wash your hands, keep your hands out your eyes, wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart from everybody. So it's not over, Gliss. You got it. You don't have it. You had it. You saw it. You ran with it. Whatever. It is weird though. It is not. I mean, and we've been talking about the VA variant for a couple of weeks now, and nothing has happened. It is still the thing in Europe, and not so much in the U.S. Although on the East Coast, it's a fair amount of COVID taking place. But this is weird. So I'm wondering then if and it doesn't say in the story that was in the New York Times, but I wonder if once this passes, is there yet another one, or are we good for a while?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it does seem like there's just going to keep being different variants. I mean, but because we're getting into the warmer weather and all that stuff, maybe, it won't be as big of a deal.
That would be nice. Did I hear a voice back there?
Yeah. Yes, my 4-year-old is homesick, and he's forgetting that he's supposed to be being quiet right now.
We might as well show him. Let's go. Bring him out.
James, you want to say hi?
He said no.
He's over here.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
He's got his Spider-Man shirt on. He's trying to watch Encanto videos. He's homesick today, so.
I'm a big Spider-Man fan, by the way. Thank you so much, Spider-Man, for being
we
here
actually
today.
just watched the last one. Well, my teenagers had seen it, but I finally got to watch it the other day. So,
handsome young man. I'm sorry you don't feel good. I hope you feel better.
he'll be all right.
Yeah, all right. He's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I've done it. I've said hello. You saw my face. Leave me alone. But yeah, that's why, okay. COVID. All right. I think I'm done with talking about COVID. Where am I? Oh, well, here's one for you and Milo, Gliss, so don't go too far away. Dogs' faces have evolved to improve connections with people. So those puppy dog eyes are a trick. They are designed. Oh, look at the dog's eyeballs. They're designed to mess with your head and make you do stuff to a dog that you don't want to do. Like walking.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes sense. I believe, like cats, like meowing, it's just a way. It's something they've developed to communicate with humans.
Yet another trick.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense. Like they want to they know how to get the things that they want, and they learn those behaviors, and there you go.
I'm wondering though, if their faces have evolved? What they must have looked really ferocious 1,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago.
Right.
I'm glad we weren't around then. We wouldn't be doing this though. Oh no, probably not. The faces that would be interesting though. Backchannel 10,000 years ago. The faces of dogs have evolved over tens of thousands of years to make them more appealing to humans, unlike the wild wolves they descended from. A new study suggests. The research shows that the facial muscles of dogs have a much higher proportion of fast twitch muscle fibers than wolves, and scientists think this lets dogs more effectively communicate their feelings to their owners. The same researchers were involved a few years ago in the discovery that dogs have developed a muscle above their eyes that they use to make their eyes look larger and create that endearing puppy dog eyes expression. Milo, when he's behind you looking at that door, like, we're going out this door, right, human? Aren't we leaving? Aren't you about to walk me? Yeah. Why are you talking about that thing? He does it all. He's good at it. He's good.
Yeah.
Taken together, that study found that the muscle was underdeveloped in wolves, which suggests that puppy dog eyes is something dogs have evolved specifically to manipulate people. Can you imagine a wolf? with puppy dog eyes, like, oh, I'm just a wolf. And then boom, got you. Taken together, the muscle changes suggest dog spaces have evolved anatomically to improve their connections with people, said biological anthropologist Dan Burrows, a professor of physical therapy at Duquesne University in Pittsburgh and the leader of the project. Quote, it's quite a remarkable difference between dogs and wolves, she said. They just don't move their faces in the same way. So I haven't had a dog in a long, long time, but I imagine that dogs have mastered the art of getting what they want because they can't talk, so they have to use their eyes to do the communicating and the whole thing that they do. So again, not a dog owner, but duly dogs, I'm on to your trick. It's not going to work. I'm not giving you treats. I'm not walking you for anyone. And just give me my space on the street and make sure your human picks up after you. Because I believe dogs, if they could, they would curse humans out. It wouldn't be room for a human, not a one. Have you heard this story about the National Weather Service? They need helium. If anyone has helium, just find your local National Weather Service branch and give it to them. Just as the spring tornado season kicks into high gear, the National Weather Service is facing shortages in key gases it uses to fill weather balloons. Weather balloons are usually launched twice daily at about 100 locations nationwide and provide vital information for weather forecasting, from the temperature profile of the atmosphere to the winds aloft. They can help anticipate severe thunderstorms, for example. But several balloon sites have had to limit launches because of supply chain shortages of helium, plus a contract dispute concerning a supplier of hydrogen gas. Well, there you go. With extreme weather events on the rise in number and severity due in part to human-caused climate change, America's weather forecasting infrastructure is showing signs of strain. So, help me. Without the proper weather balloon coverage, we can't tell when the severe weather is coming. I think I can look outside and tell you right now it's about to rain somewhere in Chicago because it's very cloudy, but the sun is like still out. It's very bright. It's very warm. It's getting warmer in here, so I know it's warm outside. But they need helium, so we're gonna have to have a helium telethon. Gliss, I made up my mind. The first ever, the first ever helium telethon. We've got to provide helium for the National Weather Service. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're going to do it. We will figure it out. By the way, Walter has joined the stream. Denny's is here. Endurable Panther. Nicole is here. Eddie Dismiss. Augusta Slim Barracuda. Slim Bison. Went to high school with him. I didn't. Is here as well. Walter's in South Dakota. It's his first time here. Welcome to the party, man. Thank you, Walter, so much for watching the drive with us and being on a passenger on the drive. Much appreciated. We never heard from Hal, huh? I guess not. I'm talking to myself because Bliss had to walk away for a second, which is cool. He's taking a call. Maybe it's Hal, and maybe it's not Hal. But we'll keep it moving. What's going on in our chat today? What are you guys doing? How's everyone? Atta is in Illinois, as am I. How are you today? You guys everybody's cool? All right, I'll take your word for it. Skirt, you good? No reply from Skirt, so I'll also dismiss that and say that he's good. And Grass Puddle, you're all right? We tried to get Hal on, but we didn't have much success. I don't know what Hal's doing now. He's probably playing in the streets of Los Angeles, trying to get the taste of chocolate and mustard out of his mouth. Hal, he did it. Man, the hits just keep on coming for those January 6 rioters, as the FBI has names of hundreds more rioters. Problem is, the Department of Justice needs more lawyers to prosecute them. So if anyone here is a lawyer, there's a job waiting for you, it sounds like, with the Department of Justice. Aided by citizen sleuths who keep identifying January 6 rioters, the Justice Department is finding that it has more cases than lawyers to prosecute them. 15 months after a mob stormed the Capitol in support of then President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss, more than 775 defendants have been arrested, more than 225 have pleaded guilty so far, and 2 have been convicted at trial, 1 by a jury and 1 by a judge. More than 50 have been sentenced to prison. That leaves more than 500 active cases that still need to be resolved either by plea deal or trial. The Justice Department is asking Congress for additional funds to prosecute those cases, a list that keeps growing. And even as the Justice Department closes in on the 800 arrest mark, there's still an incredibly long road ahead. Multiple online sleuths and a network of sedition hunters working to find January 6 participants have told NBC News they successfully identified to the FBI hundreds of additional January 6 rioters, including dozens who are pictured on the FBI's Capitol Violence website. There are hundreds still to go, said one online sleuth closely involved in the investigation, speaking anonymously to avoid retaliation from supporters of the rioters. Some of the January 6 participants who haven't been arrested were successfully identified months ago using open source information publicly available on the internet, like public records, social media, and internet photos. You got to be plain stupid to have done that, knowing that the whole world is watching, and then being unsuccessful in your attempt, thinking you wouldn't get caught for it. You stormed the Capitol building. That was so dumb. That was so very, very dumb. Where are we here? Certain Quagga is here. Very good. All right, let's ditch that story. You know what? If you or someone you know were involved in the January 6th situation, I feel for you. That's pretty dumb. Mr. Gliss.
What's up?
Hey. Just talking about January 6th. No. Everything good?
Yeah. It was like, I was hoping that call wasn't going to take place during the show, but it was a call that I had to answer. So
wouldn't be a show if it didn't take place during the show.
And I mean, I don't want to talk bad about her because she's taking care of Mila, but man, she really likes her job, I guess, because she wouldn't stop talking. I was like, she's like, you have any questions about this part? Like, no, I'm good. I'm at work. It's like, can you just tell me when I can pick him up, please?
He got the operation today.
Yeah.
How'd she say he's doing?
That was, we were waiting for the post-op call to, for them to tell us how it went and when we could come pick him up. So that's obviously something important in our day today.
Yeah, for sure.
But I did not think she was going to talk for 5 minutes. So
she wanted you to know the deal. She was very interested in making sure that you knew the deal. Man, it is either it's me being super sleepy or it is 150 degrees in here. It got hot. Yeah,
I know it's supposed to be 75 here tomorrow, and I'm
whoa.
I know.
And man, we got the day off. Look at that.
Yeah, we haven't had a day like that yet. I think we've hit 70 or close to 70 once. I don't think we've gone over 70 yet this spring. So I'm pretty excited to see the sun tomorrow.
Bet that should be fun. First day of baseball tomorrow.
I know. Yeah.
I
watched Major League last night. That's how excited about baseball.
You're ready. And I'm ready too. Even though it's the Cubs, I'm ready. And it's, let's go. I want to see it. I want to see what happens. Let's get it over with. Cubs are going to be bad. There was, oh gosh, I've got his name that quick. Hold on a second. He was on a show here in Chicago on the Lawrence Holmes show on The Score. He's on MLB Network. Give me 1 second, Gliss, because he broke some news about Carlos Correa that I thought was pretty interesting. Essentially saying that the Cubs almost had Correa, but there were representation issues, I guess, with his agent. Part of the reason why he made that deal with Minnesota with all the opt-outs If he has a great season and it doesn't work in Minnesota, he might end up in Chicago anyway as a Cub. That would be quite interesting.
Would.
It would be very interesting. He gets hurt a lot. Wait and see. I don't want to talk about sports yet, but I'm just saying. I thought that was interesting. Twitter users will soon be able to tweak their posts with an edit button. Thank you. But again, is Elon Musk a supervillain or a superhero? In a statement, the social media giant said it had been working on the feature since last year and will begin testing it in the coming months. The statement took a dig at prolific Twitter user and critic Elon Musk, who asked his followers Monday whether the site should have an edit button, yes or on, he joked. And he spelled yes and no wrong. It was YSE for yes and ON for no. And no, we didn't get the idea from a poll, the company said. Ooh, burn. Tuesday's announcement came after Musk ranked the world's richest person in the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, bought about a 9% stake in the company. And Twitter CEO said Musk was joining its board. That's why. Can I buy 9% of Twitter and just join the board? I don't have Elon Musk money, but, it's wild. So I'm with the edit button. Let's go. Should have been had an edit button on Twitter. It'd be perfect. It'd solve a lot of problems for me that way. Bridget Margay. Hello. Certain Quagga in California. Cindy's here as well. Everybody, thank you for being passengers on the drive. When we come back, we'll have Tay-Tay's favorite segment, the community report. Sleep is falling over your boy. I have to shake it off real quick. Gonna get some water and run around in a circle. And we'll be back in a bit. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. We will be right back. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to The Drive here on Backchannel.tv. How you doing? Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday afternoon. Man, I'm reading this story scared because I don't want to get mad because I haven't been asleep, but another police officer has managed to get away with killing someone. And I mean, you've heard my position about it. If you haven't, I mean, you can imagine I'm not super pleased. In any event, no charges will be filed in the death of Amir Locke, a black 22-year-old man shot by a SWAT team during a no-knock warrant in Minneapolis in February, officials announced earlier today. Hennepin County Attorney Michael Freeman and Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison said in a statement they are declining to file criminal charges in his death. The official said that they determined after a thorough review there is insufficient admissible evidence to file criminal charges in this. Amir Locke's mother, Karen Wells, said Wednesday afternoon after the decision was announced, "I am not disappointed. I am disgusted with the city of Minneapolis." The statement by the attorney said the state would be unable to disprove beyond a reasonable doubt elements of Minnesota's use of deadly force statute that would have authorized use of force by Mark Hanneman, the officer who shot Locke. The attorneys also said the state would be unable to prove beyond a reasonable doubt a criminal charge against any other officer involved in the, quote, decision making that led to the death of Amir Locke, close quote. Locke was killed on February 2nd after officers stormed into the apartment he was in and found him on the couch covered in a blanket. Minneapolis police said the officer opened fire after seeing the barrel of a gun come into view from under the blanket. Locke was shot 3 times in the incident. The attorneys explained that under Minnesota law, police officers are authorized to use deadly force while in the line of duty to protect other officers or another from death or great bodily harm. Amazing. Amazing. You got the man down in his house. There's no way to do this without shooting him. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Him being dead, though, hard to ask him about it. And that he's gone. 2 killed in Georgia and in Texas. That's damaging storms south. Violence against 2 people, one in Georgia and another in Texas. And we talked a little bit about those storms yesterday. Strong winds and tornadoes tore across the South, where authorities warned a second day of dangerous weather and violent weather follow. A woman died Tuesday evening in Pembroke, Georgia. A suspected tornado ripped part of the roof off of the county courthouse, destroyed the entrance to a local government building across the street, and damaged homes in nearby neighborhoods, said Matthew Kent, a county government spokesman. It's out there, and I guess the severe weather is continuing, and got to be careful. Hey, we got to stop the report for a second. I want to check on my friend.
Tell you, we have a guest here, so let me bring him on for you, okay?
Yeah, sure. This is going to be... Are you okay? Had to check on you.
You know what?
I just wanted to check on you, man, and make sure you are all right.
You're a sweet friend. Thank you, Mario. I appreciate you checking on me.
Yeah.
At the end of my show, we have something called rejected segments, and it's always something incredibly silly or off-putting. And this time around, I ate a piece of dark chocolate dipped in mustard. Wasn't delicious, but the thing is, I like mustard. It depends, and I love dark chocolate. So, if it was mayonnaise, I'm not a mayonnaise guy. I'm
God,
not a
please
mayo
don't ever
guy.
do that. Don't do mayonnaise and chocolate, man. Don't do it.
Oh my! Have you? Do you have? So are you an anti-mayonnaise person?
No. I just think chocolate is good with like peanut butter, and that's kind of it. I don't think you should be delving into the world of chocolate unless you know it's something reliable. Because when I saw mustard, I was like, oh, here we go, mustard. That's not gonna work out well.
You know what? Sometimes you got to take one for the team. You got to do it for the sake of comedy.
Grass Puddle is asking if you can do it again. No.
Oh, Grass Puddle. I think that was a one and done. That was a one and doneer. Mario. Now that I have you here, by the way, that I'm with you. Always great to see you.
You too.
This is an unexpected pleasure. And Grass Puddle, we were talking today on my show about forming a little Backchannel listener potential fantasy baseball league.
I'm in.
Boom.
I'm in.
Mario is in.
I'm in.
Excellent. So we're going to see if it's probably going to start a few days after the season. The season obviously starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Grass Puddle, you're invited.
Grass Puddle, you got to get in. It's cool. I'm down. We'll make it happen. You got my email on something.
Yes, I got your email on something, so I will hit you up. Travis and I are efforting this. And Gliss, are you a baseball enthusiast at all?
I am. I'm unfortunately probably on the opposite side of where you are living in LA, because I'm a diehard Giants fan. But
gotcha. Well, I won't hold it against you. The Dodgers are my second team. I'm a Minnesota Twins fan, so I got more beef with Mario. With Mario.
I'm so mad at the stupid Twins. Whatever. I can't wait to get this over with. Let's go baseball.
Oh,
give me the whole deal. All 162.
Chicago's going to be tough.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
All right, so we got Mario and Gliss. Grass Puddle said he'd do it for the memes.
Yeah.
All right, so hey, Grass Puddle, if you could hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, just direct message me or shoot me a message, and we'll get a DM going for so I can get your email and stuff. Mario, thank you for letting me recruit fantasy baseball players on your show, and thank you for caring. We were doing a segment about Easter candy, and I figured that was a good way to chase it by doing a rejected candy-related segment.
And I did see the Easter candy segment, in fact. And I personally am not a Easter candy guy, but Reese's, how do you lose with peanut butter and chocolate?
That's it. Like a Reese's shaped Christmas, a Christmas tree shaped Reese's, an Easter egg shaped Reese's.
Yes.
Yeah, just give me that Reese's.
Give me the Reese's. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hal, man, thank you for hopping on, and I'm glad that you're okay.
Always.
I was a little worried.
Thanks, Mario. I'll see you later, buddy.
Hal wave, everybody. Hal wave. It's your pal, Hal. Gliss, thank you. That's sure to make everyone happy in California.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
okay. Oh, boy, I was worried. Hal's my guy. I have to take care of you guys. I'm the oldest, so I have to take care of my young friends.
There you go. It's like a big family.
That's right. I have to make sure that all my brothers and sisters are happy. He ate chocolate and mustard. Oh, man.
I give it to him. I understand what he's saying, because he really does. He commits on those rejected segments.
Hey, look, I learned.
He comes prepared to those. Like, it's not like, something he was just spitballing, 5 minutes before.
Hey, I learned
well
like week 2. I learned week 2 that Hal is the man on this outfit, and I go Hal, go. I'm not trying to do nothing. I just want to not have a heart attack because I haven't had any sleep. Other than that, I'm good. That's all I'm worried about at the moment. Wow. All right. So, yeah, guys, you can check out Hal 2 p.m. Eastern time. Your pal Hal. And it's a really cool show. Super producer Travis, also a really good dude. And I'm glad we got a chance to do that and have Hal on today. Hal almost took us into the break. Almost. Not quite, though. Let's see what's happening here. 6 has joined us. That's it. Just the number, no name. Or that is the name. 6. Gliss the kid is okay. Everybody cool. You guys, do you need to go get the dog?
No, we're gonna get him after the show. As I tried to explain to that lady for like 10 minutes.
Just leave me here. Go grab the dog. Milo's like, thank you.
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Oh man,
we're all good. At some point, the kid will be out of here in about 20 or probably 30 minutes or so. He will be whisked away out of this room.
Which I'm sure he's going to be like, yay, get me out of here.
I know, yeah.
But he knows what's going on. He knows that you're working.
Yeah, he does.
He's probably like, this is kind of cool. I can stay in here forever.
Yeah.
All right, well, you don't have to ever worry about rejected segments from me, because I am scared to death of mustard and chocolate. I like mustard. I like chocolate. And it wasn't just like milk chocolate that he had, Gliss. He had dark chocolate. So it's a bit bitter. So all that bitter, I can't believe it. It's crazy. Among the things that we will probably not have a lot of time to talk about, Milwaukee just elected its first black mayor. And he may have the most unique name I've ever heard. His name is Cavalier Johnson. It doesn't even sound like it's a real person, but his name is Cavalier Johnson. I am telling you, his name is Cavalier. I'm not disparaging the brother at all, but his name is Cavalier. That is you got a lot. You have to wear that name. You know what I mean? He became the first African American elected mayor of Milwaukee yesterday, overwhelming a former alderman to win the right to finish the last 2 years of Tom Barrett's term. Johnson, who had served as acting mayor since Barrett resigned in December to become a U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg, had been considered a heavy favorite after winning a 7-person primary by 20 points. With unofficial returns nearly complete, Johnson, a Democrat running in a Democratic stronghold, had a 68% to 32% share of the vote. Conservative Bob Donovan sharing that 32 or having that 32%. Barrett had been Milwaukee's mayor since 2004. Johnson, 35, was first elected to the Common Council in 2016 and became president in April of 2020. Donovan, 65, served on the council from 2000 until 2020 when he did not run for re-election. He challenged Barrett for mayor in 2016 and lost by 40 points. Cavalier Johnson is Milwaukee's first black mayor. Salute to Cavalier Johnson. That is the blackest name I've ever heard in my life. I can say that. Thank you. Cavalier Johnson. Wowzers. You had some stuff happen your way in Portland. Jake List, where are we? The woman who was shot and killed near Portland State University Monday has been identified as 19-year-old Amara Marluke. I think that's it. According to Marluke's social media account, she was an activist for racial equity and a graduate from Sunset High School who was attending PSU and pursuing a degree in sonic art production. Marluke was found deceased at about 1 a.m. Monday after reports of gunfire near West 6th Avenue in College. The medical examiner's office confirmed yesterday that Marluke died from gunshot wounds and ruled her death a homicide. Was that like an intentional thing people are thinking?
Oh, no, it turns out it's actually a domestic thing. It was a 20-year-old football player was arrested, I believe yesterday. And yeah, it's a very sad story, just kind of a, obviously bigger picture issue as well, in terms of, those kind of situations. But super, super unfortunate. Just 2 young people. It's just what a waste over, relationship woes or whatever the case may be. I'm sure we'll hear more about it eventually.
Yeah.
But sad story all around.
That is awful. Wow. And yes, man. This world. And that dude probably had no idea him shooting off would kill someone that had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And lastly, before we go to get ready for the top of the hour, because man, I'm telling you, I get in the second wind. I think I'm going to be okay. But boy, it's tough. Police have arrested 3 people in the investigation of this week's mass shooting in Sacramento, California, which left 6 people dead and a dozen more wounded, officials said yesterday. Detectives identified a man who was seen carrying a gun in the immediate aftermath of the shooting before they later recovered a handgun and arrested Davion Dawson, 31, Sacramento police said. He was taken into custody late on Monday and booked on suspicion of being a prohibited person in possession of a firearm. At this time, Dawson is not charged with crimes directly related to the shootings, police said in a statement yesterday afternoon. Based on the type of firearm recovered, detectives do not believe that this gun was used in the shooting. Detectives are continuing to investigate this crime and identify additional suspects. Police on Tuesday morning also arrested Smiley Martin, 27, who was wounded in the mayhem early Sunday. He is the brother of DeAndre Martin, the first suspect taken into custody, authorities said, and he remains under guard at a hospital. So they're saying that this was a gang-related shooting, and by all accounts, it sounds like it was. Wow. That's crazy. Everybody be careful, man. Just everybody in the world be careful. We're going to take a break in a moment, but we do want to say hello to our friends who are passengers on the drive at Backchannel.tv. Gutsy Cougar. Thank you, Gutsy, for being here on the drive today. Spiky Ant, Randy, Hungry Guinea Pig, uh, Micah or Mika, Veronica, Skill. It's Skill's first time on the show. Welcome, Skill. Um, Tanya is here too. Lucy Lover. Sure. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, see? Hey, man, I'm going to keep reading them, and eventually they're going to disappear. I know it. I'm confident in our team. That is how we will win, Bliss. We just keep reading the names, and then they'll go away. And if it got dark in here, man, it shouldn't, because the sun is right here on my face. But it looks like it got dark. That's weird. Well, whatever, man. I don't care anymore. You ready to take a break? I told you, Loopy, I am really trying hard, man. Trying hard.
You got 1 hour to go.
I got this one. The second hour is fine. It's always the first hour. It's kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
Second hour is a muscle memory. In and out. When we come back, we'll do the entertainment report after our headlines, of course. We'll reset, reintroduce, and everything. And thank you guys for hanging out with us for the hour. And thank you to Hal Rudnick, the star of the show, your pal Hal, that you can see Monday through Friday on Backchannel at 2 p.m. Eastern. He ate chocolate with mustard, and it was majestic. And we had to check on him to make sure it was good. We'll be back in a moment. We'll welcome you back in, too. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. We'll be right back after these words. Welcome, everybody, to The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm sorry. Thanks for joining us today. You're watching us live from Chicago, Illinois, Backchannel.tv. And it is a pleasure and an honor to be with you this afternoon. For those folks who are new to the show, we do news, we talk, we have guests, and we try to have a good time. And we would love for you to interact with us on Backchannel.tv. And you can do that through the chat and say hi to us, and we'll say hi back, and it's really, really cool. And I don't do this by myself because I'm not a button pusher that knows how to push the correct buttons anyway. But my man, super producer Jay Gliss in Portland, Oregon, does. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good.
2 in the afternoon there in Portland.
Yeah, it's good. I just feel totally flustered this week, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
it's like one of those weeks where there's just like too much to keep up with, too many things happening.
Yeah.
So we had, and of course that's the kind of day where kid gets sick, stays home to add to that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that at least he's home and he's okay, he's safe.
Yeah.
It's better than getting sick at school. Because that's always a thing. I'm just watching. People send me some weird stuff while the show is going. And, of course, I got to look at it because I don't know how to stop. So, there you are. But we're here. Second hour of the show. This will be good. We got the entertainment report. We got sports and stuff. And Glish's dog is getting picked up in a while, finally, because I'm sure Milo's going to be very happy to see you, and
Yeah.
probably has a lot of questions for you and your wife too. Like, Lindsay, Bliss, what's
Well,
up?
he's. It sounds like he's going to be sedated for the most part for the next couple weeks. They kind of want him to, be a couch potato, and
Oh wow,
you know,
oh wow,
So-
okay.
he'll
Huh.
just be like a, big cuddly teddy bear.
Oh, that's cool. He doesn't have to wear a comb, does he?
He does for 2 weeks.
Oh man.
But Lindsay got him a donut cone,
Oh nice.
and it looks like a donut with sprinkles on it.
That dog is living the life. He's nothing to complain about. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Let's do these quick, and then we will get into the other stuff. Power outages from severe weather have doubled over the past 2 decades across the U.S. as a warming climate stirs more destructive storms that cripple broad segments of the nation's aging electrical grid, according to an Associated Press analysis of government data. 40 states are experiencing longer outages, and the problem is most acute in regions seeing more extreme weather, U.S. Department of Energy data shows. The blackouts can be harmful and even deadly for the elderly, disabled, and other vulnerable communities. And a story that is just mind-blowing to me, and I am trying hard to understand it. A man in New York who lived in a dorm was convicted of abusing his daughter's friends. What are we doing? A man who moved into his daughter's college dorm and charmed her schoolmates with stories about his wisdom was convicted today of charges that he exploited the close-knit group using threats and violence to enrich himself with millions of dollars. Lawrence Ray, 62, was convicted at a trial where weeks of testimony chronicled his psychologically manipulative relationship with young people he met in fall of 2010 at Sarah Lawrence College, a small New York liberal arts school. Ray moved into his daughter's dorm after finishing a prison stint for a securities fraud conviction. Sentencing is set for September 16th on charges including racketeering, conspiracy, forced labor, sex trafficking, and obstruction of justice. Ray, who stood with his arms at his side and faced a Manhattan jury as guilty verdicts were returned on 15 counts, could face up to life in prison. And those are the headlines. And if that's not the weirdest headline so far in 2022, that is weird. Unbelievable. Certain Quagga, what's happening? Hi, I like your glasses. I have glass the blue. I think I know what you meant, Lucy. Lucy Lover. Thank you. Red glasses, yeah, it's kind of a thing. And she says that story we just read sounds like a bad Lifetime movie. Yeah, right? I cannot imagine a circumstance. I just can't. I can't. I'm trying and I cannot. That my daughter would allow me to live in her dorm. I'm a 62-year-old man. Dude, you creep. Anyway, when we come back, we'll have the entertainment report. Unless Gliss has something else he wants to say, because I'm down for that. Molly here too, Gliss, by the way. Along with, and Molly's in California. And Descriptive Gopher. And Mickey. They're all here. Every one of them.
Everybody always loves your glasses. That's
my thing, right?
it's like the number one most commented thing, I think.
Last night, so there's a hotel like right down the street from me, and I was sitting in the hotel, and a policewoman walked in with her partner, and she kept looking at me, and I'm like, man, do I know her? And then I'm like, God, I hope because I'm like, I hope they don't come and arrest me for nothing. And then she just starts smiling at me and looking at me, and then she goes about her business. And as she was leaving, I said, good night. And she goes, anybody ever tell you look like Spike Lee? And then I'm like, it's glasses. Because I don't look like Spike. Although I have a picture with me as Spike. One day I'll send it to you, Gliss, and you can see how angry I was that I was sitting next to a Yankee fan. I was hot.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that once on air because I also have a picture with Spike Lee, and it was at a Blazer game.
Spike is that dude. Spike Lee.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was really random that he was at a Blazer playoff game because I know he loves basketball, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
he's a
what the hell is he doing
big.
all the way out here? He's on the wrong side of the country.
Yeah. Well, were they playing the Knicks, or was he just out there?
No,
You know
he was here with a friend who's an actor on a TNT show, I think at the time. Tim something, I can't remember.
I bet he went to the employee store for Nike.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Oh yeah.
You kind of have to.
I can't, man.
That's the thing to do.
You just reminded me. I need to start a fund. So when I get out there,
just for your Nike visit.
Oh man, it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna bring any luggage with me. I'm gonna carry everything back home though. Just fly in like, all right, shopping. Let's get out of here. But yeah, very interesting that people comment on the glasses.
You know what I can do is sometimes, a lot of companies and stuff around here, like Lindsay's work, she'll often get some of these, like Columbia Sportswear and Nike store employees, where they'll offer the employer some sort of like, you get like 2 weeks where you can get access or something. So if we ever get a pass, you can send me a list and we can work something out.
Oh, I have a list. Oh, don't worry.
In fact, we just FaceTime. I'll just FaceTime you. Well, and take you shopping from Chicago at the Nike store.
That sounds like a plan. Now we're cooking with gas show. I like it. I like it a lot. When we come back, we'll have the entertainment report, and I'm going to work on my list so I can get my feet in order for this summer. It's The Drive with Mario Smith, live from Chicago, Illinois, here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. And in a moment, we'll be right back. Welcome back to The Drive, everybody. It's time for the entertainment report. Have no fear, the camera's here. Where we talk about some things that happen and are happening, things that are happening in the world of entertainment. Among the things that we're going to cover today, the ratings from the Grammys. I think you all are going to find that profoundly interesting. Now, this might... I'm sorry. There might be a certain segment of you who have absolutely no idea about these two people I'm getting ready to talk about, but it's significant, and I thought that you needed to know, so we're going to do it. If you've never heard of Bobby Rydell, he was a singer that appeared in a movie called Bye Bye Birdie. If you've never seen Bye Bye Birdie, I strongly recommend that you check it out. It's very... It is one of my favorite movies, which is weird. But yeah, Bobby Rydell, a pompadour heartthrob of early rock and roll, who was a star of radio, television, and the movie musical Bye Bye Birdie, died on Tuesday. He died of complications from pneumonia at a hospital in a suburb of his hometown of Philadelphia, according to a statement posted by his marketing and event coordinator, Maria Nove. Rydell, who credited a 2012 kidney and liver transplant with extending his life, was 79 years old. Along with James, Darren, Fabian, and Frankie Avalon, Rydell was among a wave of wholesome teen idols who emerged after Elvis and before the rise of the Beatles. Between 1959 and 64, he had nearly 36 top 40 singles, including Wild One, Valere, Wildwood Days, The Cha-Cha-Cha, and Forget Him, a song of consolation for a bereft girl that helped inspire the Beatles' classic She Loves You. He had recurring roles on The Red Skelton Show and other television programs. In 1963's Bye Bye Birdie was rewritten to give Rydell a major part as the boyfriend of Anne Margaret. He didn't want to move to Hollywood, however, and Birdie became his only significant movie role, though the high school in the hit 70s musical Grease was named for him, Rydell. It was, yeah. So you should check out Bobby Rydell. Bobby Rydell made his transition, and he died at the age of 79 years old. You ever seen Bye Bye Birdie, Gliss? It's a good one.
So I have not seen the movie, but the play, the musical, my brother actually did when I was in high school.
See, we gotta get your brother on this show. He's more famous than me and you. We should get him on here.
It's funny because he doesn't. What's that?
One day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's an interesting guy because he's not nearly. So now he's a PA. A physician's assistant, and he does a lot of stuff. Most of his experience has been in like psychology and stuff, and he's just kind of an interesting guy. He's like probably the quietest out of me and my two brothers.
Nice.
So it's kind of funny. Like when he was a kid, he was like he doesn't even remember. Like it's in fact when I went to do an integrated media program, I interviewed him for my final project, and I did my final project on him being a child actor. And it was kind of funny because like he was so young at the time that he was like, I feel like you have like a better, perception of like what that was like at the time, because he was like, I was so young and it was just like, I was just doing it and it's what I did and what I liked to do.
Yeah.
But it is kind of funny because he's not, the most like outwardly people person. But yet he was, he had no problem standing in front of a live studio audience and, reading lines or singing or, like he did lots of plays. So yeah, he would be kind of fun to have on sometime.
Yeah, we'll make that happen one day.
He can answer medical questions for us too, if we have any.
I have plenty.
Or psychology questions.
I have a few of those as well. Like, why is a 62-year-old man living with his daughter in a dorm room and nobody in the college knows?
Right.
That's one question I have.
No, I'm still bothered by that story as well. What I don't get is how is that even, is that not illegal at colleges?
I thought it was.
By the bylaws or something? Like, it doesn't seem like that's a thing that would ever happen. Like, I just don't even think the thought has come to my mind that would be a possibility that a parent would live in a dorm room.
Nobody saw this man there. They just snuck him around.
Idiot just got out of jail. Like, come on now.
He just got out of jail.
It's like that Mike idiot last whatever show we were talking about that was sending hundreds of thousands of dollars to Malaysia. Like,
yes, that dude.
Come on,
looking for love in Malaysia, sir.
Like, why,
sir?
Why did we not? How did this not raise an eyebrow sooner? Like, I don't understand how did we get here?
And it's so utterly ridiculous. First of all, this makes me think that he knew Mike, and they both had this plan, and he might have, But that guy, it essentially sounds like he was a pimp. If he's sexually trafficking women and threatening them with violence, man, it follows all the criteria of a pimp to me. Not that I would know.
Yeah, and again, it's just like, why is there not at that university? Why is there not a rule in place that parents or creepy old guys aren't allowed to live in the dorms so that they become pimps? Like,
that is crazy.
It seems like this would have been thought of a long time ago.
Honey, I'm coming to live with you. I'm getting out of prison. I'm moving in with you. And what's up with her? I got so many questions that I'll be following it because I think there's going to be more to it. There has to be. But no, I mean, he's already convicted, so she was just a victim. Wow. Genesis says she loves this show. Thank you, Genesis. I appreciate that. And hi, how you doing? And Lucy Lover says, Bye Bye Birdie is one of my favorite movies too. Everybody should watch it. I agree. Lucy also says my favorite musical is Dance Monkey. I don't know what that is. Amy joined the stream. It's her first time on the show in Kansas. Hey, what's up, Waiting Wolf? I hear you, Wolf. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Grass Puddle, who is a stalwart member of the Backchannel viewing family, is here too. So thanks a lot, Grass Puddle. One of the founding members of a really interesting band, Los Lobos, Francisco Gonzalez, died. He was 68. In the early 70s, Gonzalez joined fellow musicians Luis Perez, David Hidalgo, Cesar Rosas, and Conrad Lozano to form one of East LA's most eclectic bands. Los Lobos paid tribute to Gonzalez on its Instagram page. Quote, "We are deeply saddened by the passing of our brother and founding member Francisco Gonzalez. He, along with Cesar, started the group in 1973 for the purpose of playing Mexican music for our mothers, as he always put it. Francisco was a brilliant musician, and after leaving the group in 1976 to follow a different musical path, he went on to master the Veracruz harp, then became the musical director of El Teatro Campesino theater group, always shining across a lifetime of accomplishments. Gonzalez had cancer, according to media outlets, citing his son as the source. Los Lobos created a sound that blended all of the styles they loved: rock and roll and R&B, surf music and soul, mariachi and música norteña, punk rock and country, as self-described on their website. Chicano hippies playing mariachi music is what NPR's Felix Contreras thought when he first saw Los Lobos in the mid-1970s. So sad news. Francisco Gonzalez dead at the age of 68. And if you're not a Los Lobos fan, you should be. Los Lobos is dope. Lucy Lover said, I meant to say Phantom of the Opera. But it came out, Lucy. My favorite musical is This Is Dance Monkey. I'm not laughing at you. It's just that when you type certain things in, it will mess it up. So don't worry about it. Ooh, different pandas here, and so is Living Condor. Always fun to talk to Living Condor. The ratings of the Grammys. Well, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this. It didn't go so well. If you're a Grammy watcher, you were one of the few people who watched. Despite a night of feel-good performances by the music industry, the Grammys barely moved the needle as a television. The show reached just under 9.6 million viewers on Sunday, the Nielsen company said. That's a 4% increase over 2021's broadcast, a more intimate affair because of the pandemic, and the smallest ever audience for the Grammys by a wide margin. Any year-to-year viewership increase is usually a cause for celebration in today's television world, but that has to be considered a disappointing showing when you consider the previous week's Academy Awards increased its audience by 58% over 2021. John Batiste was the biggest winner at the Grammys on CBS, which featured performances by Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, BTS, Chris Stapleton, Justin Bieber, and others. And even though I guess this would be I guess it's entertainment. Diego Maradona, I'm sorry, world famous soccer player, passed away in 2021, I do believe. His soccer shirt is for sale. The number 10 that he wore when he scored the controversial Hand of God goal against England in the 1986 World Cup is for sale for the first time. Sotheby's said Wednesday that the jersey could fetch more than £4 million or $5.2 million. Who is going to pay $5.2 million for that shirt? Not Mario, because you know why? Can't. Don't have the money. But if I did, I still would not do that. Not a chance. What you say? Let's take a break, man, and prepare to regale our friends with sports news. Take some energy, so I'm going to have to build it up. And then we can get going. And thanks for the thumbs up, Grass Puddle. Who else is yakking at us here? Oh, that's it. And yeah, Lucy Lover, it's okay. Nick is joining the show from Indiana. Thank you. Living Condors in Missouri. Amy's in Kansas. Spiky Ants in Washington. We thank you guys for watching us. Please don't go anyplace. It's time for the Dylan T. Pickles Unipiper sports page. Unipiper. That just still blow. Between that and that guy living with his daughter, my mind has been blown for 2 weeks now. We'll be back with all that stuff in just a moment. And this is The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. We'll be right back. Oh man, Lucy Lover left. Bye, guys. She said, bye, Lucy Lover. It's time for the Dylan T. Pickles Sports Report, brought to you by Unipiper, a guy that blows a thing, makes fire come out of it in a kilt on a unicycle. Portland. I got to go to Portland soon. I really mean I got to get there soon because I'm messing up being here and not enjoying all the weirdness that is Portland, Oregon. I'll hunt some of the breaking stories down. You know what I'm waiting on? Not even joking. I cannot wait to watch the Masters. I can't wait. I am so excited to see what Tiger Woods is going to do, man.
Me too.
Oh my goodness gracious. He said when asked by a reporter if he thinks he can win, he was like, oh yeah, definitely. He said hitting that ball is not the problem. His problem would be walking. But I heard a story today that I didn't know. Ben Hogan apparently shattered his legs and somehow recovered and ended up winning multiple championships after his accident. So, man, Tiger, yeah. I mean, just the idea. First of all, golf. You know what golf was before Tiger Woods? Something to put on when you wanted to take a nap. Unless you were actually out golfing, you wouldn't watch. Nobody's watching golf like that on TV. But now, look, man, let me tell you something. I've got my Masters app, and I'm looking at Stuart Sink and Victor Hovland, Brooks Koepka. I like. I'm always gonna like Rory McIlroy. I think Rory McIlroy is a great golfer. This new dude, well, I guess he's new, John Rahm from Spain, amazing golfer. But and Vijay Singh, I think he's my old man guess. I think he's gonna creep up on the field and show everybody he knows what he's doing. But I'm Tiger Woods, man. I'm all in on Tiger.
Yeah, and I follow golf a little bit. I'll watch some of the major tournaments, but the Masters is the one I always watch. In fact, I think that would be on my sports bucket list. Would be to go to Augusta. That because even on TV, it just looks so pristine and perfect, and so there's something special about the Masters just because of the place. But to see Tiger out there again, that'll be good TV. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
StubHub spokesman Adam Budelli told ESPN that the average price, both practice and competition rounds of a ticket, was roughly $1,644, 21% higher than StubHub saw in 2019. People are paying just to watch. He had a field of people following him around yesterday, I do believe it was. Yeah. Tiger Woods, man. Tiger Woods. And when Charlie Woods is doing his thing, it's going to be Charlie Woods. You watch what I tell you. Tiger is the man. He's going to always be the man. The reason why the interest in golf soared in this country is because of Tiger Woods, and people just need to give him his props, because not doing that says a lot more about the people than it does about Tiger Woods. Even though, yes, he's done some very questionable things that are not very smart. Tiger, man.
In fact, I got a joke about that. I'll say it after the show when we talk.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
I can't say it here, so.
That's right. I'm ready. I'm ready. And we love Rob Malazzo. That's our guy, and I'm not going to rub it in on him. But the Lakers got eliminated last night for being in the playoffs. What is going on with the Los Angeles Lakers?
Man, that's crazy.
That is crazy. So
they were champions 2 years ago during the bubble season. Mm-hmm. Now they're not even in the playoffs with LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis still on the roster. I mean, granted, they had injury problems with Anthony Davis, but if someone would have told you that, like, especially 2 years ago, like coming off of them winning, like if they would have been like, oh, well, 2 years from now, you're going to have Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook, I think most people would have been like, oh, so they're probably for sure winning like another 2 or 3 titles?
Right. No, not at all. And this will be the second time in the 4 years he's been with the Lakers that they have not been in any playoff games. His first year in 2018 and this year. And now I'm telling you, man, the questions got to be raised. You put this team together. This was your team. Does Jeannie Buss fire everybody and try to get Jerry West back, maybe? Does he feel like he can come back? Is he too old to do this job? How do you fix? Look, man, the Lakers are a marquee franchise. They're one of the iconic franchises of the NBA. Like them or not like them, they're very important to basketball, to professional sports, and all of it. And you got no choice. Certain Quagga is saying, yes, rebuild. You got no choice. You got to tear it down now. And you got to consider, why do you want to build a team around Anthony Davis and LeBron? I mean,
and it's great that Anthony Davis got, his ring, but man, that guy's been injury prone his whole career. I mean, it's, for as talented as he is, like, I don't know, man, like and I believe he made the 75 team, wasn't he? On that team?
Yeah, and I couldn't understand that either.
Yeah, because that's my thing, is the longevity part. Like, man, the guy's always hurt. Like, it seems
they call him AD, always disabled.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I wonder, what is LeBron's contract? Because if I'm the Lakers, I'm like, let's ship these guys out of here. And obviously, LeBron has a lot of power and pull in the NBA. Right. But you got to think, like, if the Lakers want to do something in the future, isn't him as a aging veteran who's coming out of his prime, as good as he is? Like, I mean, it's hard to say that, because you talk about longevity, LeBron, and you were saying, I think yesterday, just the things that he's done at his age, it's amazing. So, I mean, he can definitely win somewhere else if he has the right team around him. Like you said, part of the problem is he wants to be the GM. And it didn't work out.
It doesn't work. It never works unless you're the actual GM. You can't play on that. Being a player coach is easier than trying to be a player GM, because you can, LeBron is essential. Frank Vogel, and I kind of wish Rob was here to argue this point with me. Frank Vogel is a great coach, but he can't coach a team that they won't let him. You know what I mean? If LeBron James is your coach, I mean, what are you supposed to do? And it was Ty Lue. It was, I can't remember, Mike Brown. It's Frank Vogel. It's like every coach that my man is under, the same thing happens. LeBron ends up coaching that team. If you're the Lakers now today, and you're going to wait for the season to end, it's like 3 games left. It's over.
Right.
You got to say to yourself, do we get the most value by keeping LeBron or by getting rid of him and getting high draft picks? Now, then it's like, well, do we do that knowing that this draft class is not great? And are we thinking about the future, or are we going to try to build with better veterans with LeBron, get rid of Anthony Davis?
Yeah, and I'm just I looked up his contract. So he's a free agent after next season. So if I'm the Lakers, I go to LeBron and I'm like, look,
Yep.
like we're gonna put you wherever we get the best deal. You have 1 year on your contract. You go play that season, and then he's a free agent, and he can go. I don't know if he wants to go back to Cleveland and retire a Cavalier or whatever.
Which
and
he
he'll
kind of
be able
intimated the other night that would be a thing he'd be interested in doing.
But if I'm the Lakers, if I'm the Lakers, I'm doing exactly what you're saying. Like, I'm going to go to LeBron and be like, we're going to take the best deal that's on the table. And, and I know for a fact, like, him and Dame are boys. Like, if you're the Blazers and you're like, we only get him for 1 year. Like,
it's okay.
But we have a couple of lottery picks. Here we go. Like, if you're a team like that, any team like that feels like he could be a piece that makes you at least competitive next season, why not take that deal?
I mean, put LeBron in Houston.
Absolutely.
Put LeBron with Steph Curry and see what happens if you just want a 1 year deal. And I mean, the one coach put LeBron on the Spurs. Making Pop's last year, his last year, put him on the Spurs, and let's see what happens. Awesome. I think it would be too, because Pop is a coach he respects that he doesn't try to run over. And I think you put him in that situation, you get the most out of LeBron James, and the Lakers can get what they want, which are young picks and better draft picks than what are going to be available in this draft. But they have a real live issue here. The Los Angeles Lakers' value to the NBA is far too important for it to have ended the way it did this year with Westbrook, Davis, Carmelo, and LeBron, and Dwight Howard for a second or third time. All of them terrible.
Yeah, and
all of them.
Yeah, and if you're LeBron too, like, do you want to stick around while they try to figure this thing out for another year? Because I feel like he's probably gone after next year.
But you got to get something for him. You can't let him just walk away out of free agency. And all that, I want to stay in Hollywood and do movies. You can live in Hollywood all you like, brother, but you can't play here. Or put him on the Clippers. Because is Kawhi Leonard still in the league? He's still playing basketball?
Yeah, he's another guy that is hurt a lot that's really, really good. But yeah, I think he's supposed to come back maybe in the playoffs at some point.
Man, boy, this is wild stuff with the Lakers. And to that end, last night the Chicago Bulls got kicked in the face by the Milwaukee Bucks, and I got into a big fight on Twitter, which was kind of embarrassing because Dale Scott just followed me on Twitter, and then he had to see me use all the words last night. He's a friend of mine. It intimated that I said the Bulls were winning a championship when what I wrote was, if they have any machinations about winning a championship, you can't do it with Vucevic as your center. He's terrible. He was 3 of 19 from the field, shooting threes a brick fest. It was a construction worker's dream. Bricks everywhere. You can't do that. You got to have a guy that Rudy Gobert, if they can convince Joker to get out of Denver, one of those two dudes, far better for the Bulls than Vucevic. I'm good. I'm straight on him. He can go to the Lakers. At least he plays. I mean, he's not hurt. I don't want Anthony Davis on my team though. And I mean, at this point, the Lakers, but what are they going to get for Anthony Davis and LeBron if they put them in a package? NBA, man, it is still the NBA, brother. It's fantastic. We'll get a chance to do some playoff talk. For sure soon. Real quick, in the Champions League
for like the next 6 months.
Yeah, that's right.
with that long postseason they have, it's almost as long as the regular season.
It is. Rye is here, and Successful Snake is here as well in Oklahoma. Better than being a shystery snake. And Bob is back. Man, we got to make the Bob game happen. Got to make it happen. In the Champions League, where are we here? In the first leg of the quarterfinals, what we may have missed yesterday, Man City beat Atletico 1-0, and Benfica lost to Liverpool 3-0. Today, Chelsea lost to Real Madrid in the first leg 3-1. And Villarreal beat Bayern 1-0. Should be interesting. They're getting closer to settling who's going to win the Champions League. Um, Pardon me. And that's sports. Is that sports? That's sports. Yeah, that's sports. All right, here we go. Ha ha! I saw this in your notes, sir. And yes, this is weird, and I'm gonna do it. So everybody remembers Stephen Hawking. He was in the wheelchair, he was the automated man, and blah blah blah. Super smart individual. Had a great movie about him a couple years ago. Well, hear me out. Scientists have designed a radio message to be beamed into deep space that reveals Earth's location, which they hope will be received and understood by an intelligent alien civilization. Um, I'm sorry. The message is essentially an updated version of the famous binary code Arecibo message transmitted in 1974, which had the same purpose. The updated message, called the Beacon in the Galaxy message, contained additional information like a group of cosmic landmarks to indicate the location of Earth within the Milky Way galaxy. The late physics professor Stephen Hawking expressed concern multiple times about humans calling out into the vastness of space and contacting aliens. Hawking showed support for efforts to find alien life by listening, but warned against actively reaching out ourselves, using humanity's own behavior as a sign that aliens won't necessarily be friendly. Hawking went on to say that aliens could be vastly more powerful than us and, quote, may not see us as any more valuable than we see bacteria. I would have done Stephen Hawking's voice, but no. That's not doing it. No, no, no. Oh, man. Let me see here. Couple more of these. Scientists have observed an enormous planet. Oh, God, that's not good news after reading that. Still in the womb, so to speak, have observed an enormous planet about 9 times the mass of Jupiter at a remarkably early stage of formation, describing it as still in the womb, and a discovery that challenges the current understanding of planetary formation. The researchers used the Subaru telescope, located near the summit of an inactive Hawaiian volcano, and the orbiting Hubble Space Telescope to detect and study the planet. It is embedded in an expansive disk of gas and dust, bearing the material that forms planets that surrounds a star located 508 light years from Earth. Oh God, we are in trouble. We are in so much trouble.
Yeah, not the most promising space news going on.
Oh man, that's not promising space news. That's got Mario a little scared. We're in trouble.
And certain Quagga agrees with Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, man. Hey, certain Quagga ain't the only one. Mario agrees too. Why draw a target on us for some alien civilization to just destroy us? That's what certain Quagga said. I agree. Vital Dub is here too. And certain Quagga said, what about the NFL? Tell me what you need to know about the NFL, man. I got you. Deep Armadillo is here. Deep Armadillo has deep thoughts, brother. And he's in Washington. Hey, it looks like someone named Milo in your house is there. Is the dogs didn't walk from the place, did he?
Yeah, well, James is now gone because Lindsay came and picked them up, so they're in the house. Yeah.
All right, James. Hello. And hello, Lindsay. I got you. How you doing?
Oh, they wanted to know about the AFC West moves. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago, man. You're all on board for the AFC West.
Man, but I was, and then they traded my guy Tariq to Miami, and then he said he is attributed to saying going from Kansas City and playing with Mahomes to Miami and playing with Tua is like going from a Maserati to a Honda Civic. If he said that, if he really, really said that, that is brilliant. Ouch. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. That would be good. You know what? I am all over the AFC West. I will be watching more AFC West than I ever had because the Bears are going to stink, and I don't have time for all that. And I think, I really, honest to God, think that if this pattern continues, the West could dominate for years. I think the Rams might be the last great NFC team. The AFC period is going to be really, really exciting. So we'll see. We will definitely see. What else are we doing here, Gliss? Hold on a second, because now that I'm scared that the plan.
Whatever we want.
Hey, we can do it. Yeah, pretty much. Well, here's some things. It's a National Caramel Popcorn Day. Delicious. It's National Twinkie Day. Eck. It's National Siamese Cat Day. And a National Day of Hope. And as the note says, go heavy on the last one. You dig? Major League Baseball starts tomorrow. There are games already rained out. So I don't think Boston and New York is playing. And I think whatever game that is in Minnesota, the Twins aren't going to play tomorrow. Yay. On this date in 1987, Sugar Ray Leonard upsets Marvelous Marvin Hagler, a real fighter, to become middleweight champion. I remember that fight. That was a good one. In 1989, Oliver North testifies that 3 superiors ordered him to help the Contras. Born in 1975 on this date, Zach Braff from Scrubs is 47 years old. And Candace Cameron, DJ Tanner's birthday is today. DJ Tanner is 46 years old. Do you feel old? DJ is 46. Pink Floyd founder and lead guitarist Syd Barrett leaves the group. He had a mental issue, and that made him leave the group, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he was doing way too much acid.
A lot of acid.
He literally just destroyed his brain. It's basically what happened.
Pretty much. In 2000, the Beach Boys album Pet Sounds is certified platinum. And on this date, in 1997, Michael Jackson's 3D musical space movie, Captain EO, had its final performance at the Tomorrowland Theater at Disneyland. Did you ever see Captain EO?
Yes, I did.
Really?
I did see that at Disneyland when I was in. The reason, and it's something I will never forget, because there is a part where I believe it's like some kind of witch or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3D. So, I had my 3D glasses on. I was probably 8, maybe a little younger than that. And she reaches out.
Yeah.
And in those 3D glasses, I threw those things off and started screaming. And my parents had to take me out of the theater because it scared the you-know-what out of me. I was just she was trying to grab me. She reached through the screen and tried to grab me.
Do your parents still mess with you about that to this day?
Yeah, we haven't talked about it. I will never forget it. And I was able to see it again later on when I was a little more brave and I knew it was coming. But yeah, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that lady trying to reach through the screen and grab me out of my seat.
Man, look,
Still terrifies me.
There's a part in the movie The Wiz that I can't watch.
Oh, yeah?
When they're in the subway and the orange things.
Yeah.
They show The Wiz in downtown Chicago, and all my friends were invite me to come because they all know that I can't watch that part. And they had a plan. I didn't go. They had a plan that they were going to pin me down and make me watch that part. But there was nowhere in the world. I won't watch that movie. Once it gets to the part when I see the motorcycles going in the subway, I will leave the room. I cannot watch it. I am a 54-year-old man that is petrified of the movie The Wiz. Just that part.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
It's crazy. Let's take a break, man, so we can wrap this bad boy up. It's time for a segment that we like to call Front of Mind, and we will do that when we come back. It's The Drive with Mario Smith and my man Jay Gliss in Portland, Oregon, and all of the fabulous passengers today on The Drive, like Certain Quagga, who also saw Captain EO, and Zach, and it's National New Year's Eve day. Okay, and yes, we'll be back in a moment. More of The Drive with Mario Smith in just a moment. a tornado warning occurred Thursday night, NBC Washington chief meteorologist Doug Kammerer was on air tracking the storm for viewers. I only imagine he says his name like that. In the middle of the broadcast, Kammerer told viewers that the tornado was tracking right over his house in Maryland. The meteorologist pulled out his cell phone and placed a call to his kids who were home alone, and as he told viewers, probably gaming and not watching the news. After he instructed his kids to spend the next 15 minutes in the basement, he resumed his broadcast. No one in the area was injured by the tornado, and if you haven't seen the video of that, it's pretty cool because his kids are like, what? I can't get out of here. As Yellowstone National Park celebrates its 150th anniversary this year, the park's fundraising arm is seeking $1,500 donations in exchange for an annual entry pass that can be used by carloads of the donors' descendants to visit the park in 150 years. What? Yellowstone Forever will use the money raised through the sale of inheritance passes to support park projects like trail improvements, education, native fish conservation, and scientific studies. Donors will also receive a pass to enter Yellowstone that is good for a period of a year after its first use. Wow. It's amazing. It's also National Beer Day today, Gliss, if you didn't know. I'm taking it easy. Still a little shaky, a little nervous. All right, it's time for my favorite segment, and God doggone it, it's probably yours too. It's called Did You Know? Gliss already knows, but I act like he doesn't. Hey, Gliss, did you know that 17% of women burp in front of their partner? It's way more than 17%, my friend. That's a very low ball figure. Did you know that fans of Major League Baseball get hit by a foul ball over 1,700 times each season? I guess that number would go down, though. There's screens everywhere. You'd think.
People on their phones.
Yeah. I'm guilty of it sometimes. But that's usually after something bad has happened. When I go, did you see that? 12% of people between the ages of 18 and 34 admit to using their phone while in the shower. What? Who would do that? Why would you do that? What?
What was the one last week with eating something in the bath? I can't remember.
Drinking a beer in the bathtub. No, just eating food.
Yeah, that's right.
Hot dog?
Eating food, yeah.
It was something specific though, but eating food in the tub. What is wrong with people? You're doing what? You're on the phone and you're eating food and drinking a beer. You might as well be outside.
Like I said, I green light the beer in the shower. Like I
don't have a problem with that.
That works. That's fine. But come on, you're eating
beer and that's gross.
Eating and on your phone.
What is wrong with people?
That doesn't make any sense.
Giant Badger says hi, Giant Badger. Casey, hello. Beer, Quagga, saw it. Najib in Virginia, hello everybody. Okay, back to what I was doing. 71% of married men. Here we are. And your wife is listening, Gliss. 71% of married men say they never let their wife near the barbecue grill. True or false?
She is welcome to use the grill whenever she wants.
Good answer.
We actually just got a new one.
Oh, really?
Not too long ago. A smoker, but she hasn't tried it out yet. So,
is it a Traeger?
Yep.
Yeah, Traeger.
The old one was broken, so
I
had to get something with the weather heating up. I love cooking outside during the summertime.
Fear not, brother. I'm coming, and I'll buy the meat. I'm on my way. 32% of bridesmaids would never tell the bride they used coupons when purchasing a wedding gift for her and the groom. They wouldn't tell you right away, but I bet if you make them mad, they'll tell you. Did you know that during a week-long vacation, we spend an average of 4.5 hours napping? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know that 30% of men say the most attractive trait a woman can have is a good sense of humor? Yes. It helps.
Very important.
Did you know that 8 million electronic devices, including cell phones, are destroyed by pets, mostly dogs, every year? Oh man. Did you know on average Americans are expected to consume over 20 pounds of ice cream this day, week, summer? What? This summer. 100 years ago, we only consumed about 2 pounds each. Wow. Yeah, when you come to Chicago, I got to take you to Rainbow Cone. Actually, I'll be able to take you to Rainbow Cone at Guaranteed Rate Field because they're going to be serving ice cream up. Look up Rainbow Cone Chicago when you get a chance. Not now, but
All right.
you know, and show your wife, show your kids too. No, you better not show your kids because they will be like, "Yo, how can we get one of those?" They don't scoop the ice cream, my friend. They slice it.
Oh,
Oh,
I like that.
Rainbow Cone.
I like that idea.
Man, look, it is delicious. Did you know that using 10 drinking glasses a day instead of one is said to be one of the top most annoying habits of men? Guilty.
I almost always have like one cup that I keep for, a few days.
I try to do
sometimes
water.
If I lose it, if I lose it, then yes, But the thing is, I usually put my cup like in the same place all the time, so like everybody knows that that's my cup. So I usually don't have that problem. My kids now, Jack and James, the little ones. Jeez, man.
They're like, yo, cup.
Talk about half empty mini Gatorade bottles. Like,
oh, nice.
Everywhere. It's like, why'd you open this one when this one's still half full and sitting in some random place by the TV?
Is the answer, I already drank that.
They don't know. They don't. They never have the answer.
Hey, Johnny in California, Roger in Mexico, and Four and Najib and Crystal and Giant Badger. Hello, all you guys. We're on at 4 p.m. Eastern time. You got to come back and join us then. And because we're getting ready to go home now. Mr. Gliss, thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate you today.
Yeah, you have a good
night. And
night.
also thanks to Hal, too, for hopping on and being a good sport and letting us check on him. Have a good night, man. I'll talk to you in a bit. Thanks, Certain Quagga. I will have a great evening. Absolutely. As the sun begins its descent here in Chicago, Illinois. Not right away, but soon. This is it for the drive for today. A programming note, we will be back on Friday, and the Friday shows are wild, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we really hope that you guys all come back and check us out. On behalf of everyone at Backchannel.tv, thanks for joining us on The Drive. This is going to end our broadcast day for today. Get back with us at 6 a.m. Eastern time for Haley and Allison's Good Morning, live from the UK at 6 a.m. Eastern. Everybody have a great, great night and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday.